All right, good afternoon, everybody. We appreciate everybody joining the Ron G Afternoon Show. And like I said earlier, we're in for a treat. We're going from cookies to good smelling candles that you should be eating anyway. They smell that good. So I met this young lady at a rebuilding Black Wall Street, and she was there. She came in, and I asked the name of her business. She told me it took a while for me to click the business name. We're gonna ask questions about that. How'd you come up with it? But we have this young lady here that been doing candles. Pearl. The name Pearl even sounds like you up to doing some business, and that's good. So introduce yourself, and who do you have sitting next to you as you're going along?
So my name is Pearl Bender. I am the owner of 698 Candles and Things. And who I have with me is my eight of the 698 Candles and Things. This is London. This is my daughter. She's 13. And she is also a part of what goes on in the background to help me make this possible.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with the name. If I say it wrong, let me know. It's 698 candles.
Yes, sir. Candles and Things.
So where did that 698? It's got to be something. Your number in there. Where do you come up with that from?
It's the ages that my children were born in order.
Oh, so is this your oldest one right here?
This is the baby.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. All right.
The last one.
Okay. Last one. I hear you on that. Mine are all gone, so you're gonna love that. All right. Let me ask you something. When you first realized you wanted to become an entrepreneur?
So that's a loaded question. So I have been trying different things for a long time, like trying to sell different things. The first business I actually had was I made weight loss detox tea. I was taking it myself because, I have health issues. I have heart disease, and there's certain it's I gotta stay away from caffeine. So I was doing weight loss teas, and my cardiologist told me that a lot of these have extra caffeine that's hidden. She said, so do your research and make your own. So that's what I did. And I started making them for myself. I started losing weight, so I wanted to share it. So yeah, it did. It did okay. I still get some people asking if I still make the tea, but I don't anymore. But it went from that to um just random weight loss products. It's a fad. Everybody out here selling them, trying to get
Hmm.
in on the trend, which is like the pyramid thing. So there was all of that. And then I like candles. I saw a video and I was like, you know what? Let me look and let me give me a kit. Let me see if I can do this because I like candles and sometimes they're expensive and um, I can make my own. So I
Yeah.
bought me a kit from Amazon just to try it, and I loved it so much that I kept going. I kept going with it, and it became a passion. And then I realized, all my life, I had one of my managers used to tell me all the time, anger management, anger management. So when I realized that it was therapeutic for me, like I would be aggravated about something, I would get in here, I would start making candles, and I would forget what I was even mad about. And I like that. So I kept doing it and it grew and it kept growing. And I turned it into what it is today. I actually have my LLC as well. So it's a legit business.
Okay.
Um, and I decided that I wanted it to mean something when I got into it. So I'm into astrology, the stones and stuff like that. I said, so let's make it first I came up with a name, which is the 698. So it's the months that my kids were born. So it goes into, the whole zodiac thing and everything. And it blends in well. So it's like I wanted everything to be like a package that you can roll out, and it just creates a story.
Well, that is unique. That name right there. I don't think nobody would take that from you, because that is different. You know, let's talk about the process. We talked about that earlier, and what was the process like for the first time when you launched your candle business?
So, candle making is not as simple as people may think. There's math involved, there's measurements involved. You have to formulate, like, even down to the wax. All wet wax types are different. So there's a lot of testing involved to figure out which wax works well with this particular type of wick so it doesn't give off the soot and it doesn't burn and it doesn't set your house on fire. It's just a lot. You gotta think about it. If you use too much fragrance oil, that's flammable. It's gonna do more than what you want it to do.
Yeah.
So, and some fragrance oils don't pair well with it. So it took a couple of years of testing and trials to figure out what works well with what. So once I got that down, there was the jars or whatnot. I was buying them at first, and I was trying to figure out how I could cut costs. So then there comes to the cement. They're made out of cement. So you have to formulate how much water you're going to use per however much cement you have to use. It can't be too thick and it can't be too thin. If it's too thin, it'll crack trying to take it out of the mold. So it's a lot of variables you got to think about when doing that. That was trial and error when I started doing it. But once I got it down, like it's it's fun.
I like that. It's fun. You know,
Mhm.
speaking about the cement and how you do it, I seen your colorful ones, especially that red one and stuff. So the process that you do to make that, I know you say it was trial and error until you got it. So
Mhm.
explain to everybody out there, how long does it take to put one of those together before you actually start putting wax into it?
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
14 days before you can actually put wax in it in the jar.
So what is the process? Let us know about when you first make the mold and you take it out, and then how long do you wait for it to dry, and what is the next process after that?
Oh, once I get it mixed up and I pour it into the mold, give me a mold. I'm gonna show you what my molds look like. And it's confusing to look at it because it's like, how does it come out looking like that? So this is one of my molds. It's silicone. So you pour the wax and so this part would be the bottom. So you pour bottom side up. So once you pour it in, it has to sit for at least 3 hours before you can unmold it. And once you unmold it, it has to dry for at least 7 full days.
Wow.
And once it dries, you want to tell them what you do?
So when it dries, I usually have to like take the jars and I have to sand them with
Get a jar.
but I usually have to sand it like where it looks like this and like all the parts are like kind of sharp and everything is uneven. I usually have to take like something that looks like this.
Sanding block.
Yeah, sanding block and I have to like kind of like sand it down to where it's smooth and so it doesn't like I don't know hurt anybody like if it's sharp or anything and so it doesn't really look bad on like parts that look like this and then after that I have to wash all the dust off of it because usually, like when I'm done sanding, it's like there's a lot of dust on it. So I have to usually take a cloth and like a bowl of like warm water. And I have to wash like all the jars that I'm doing until like it's clean and stuff. And then I seal them, which the way I seal them is kind of cool now than it was before. Because I like to paint. And so how I do it is like it's like this like jar thing is filled with like the sealing.
It's a sealant.
Yeah.
So the sealant, what it does is that's what keeps the wax when it's warm, it keeps it from seeping through the jars. So it kind of protects it, so nothing leaks out.
Yeah. And then how I do is like I'll take a jar and then like there's like a sponge that I use. And so I put it into the sealant and then I like wipe it or like put it onto the jar.
Like you paint it onto the
Yeah,
jar.
I paint it onto the jar and it's like really cool and stuff. And then when I'm done, it can I use this as an example?
Yeah, I'm turning the camera to you.
So like when I'm done, like depending on which jar it is, like it will look kind of like this. So it's like really like shiny and stuff. And it just looks really cool to me.
So after she's done her part, I don't know what happened. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. So once she's done with her part, she'll put them back on the shelf and they have to sit for another 7 days before I can put wax in them.
So her part, she's sealing it and everything. So how long does it takes your daughter to sand and seal one of those containers?
Um, it really depends on how many I'm doing. So like usually I'll do like 12 to 24 jars in a day. And that takes me like a couple of hours because like I have to do with the sealing, I have to do like it twice. So when I'm done sealing it for the first time, I have to wait like 20 to 30 minutes before I can go back in and like seal the jars again. So it takes hours. I'm pretty sure the longest it took me like 7 hours. I think while I was first getting into it, it took me like seven.
Yeah, it took her like 7 to 8 hours to do like 20 jars. Now it takes her about
Like about 3 to 4.
about 3 hours.
Okay. So that is a process. Um, People don't realize that because people just get on Amazon and order their jars and they get them in, but yours is customized. And speaking about that, if somebody wants something customized, are you able to do that?
Absolutely. Give me that jar. I don't know where's the other purple one that was up there with it all? Oh, it's up there. So at the event I met you, there's a lady that ordered a customized jar and she wanted the purple jar and she wanted it without the seal. All of my jars come with the zodiac seal on it.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted a purple jar and she wanted just a dollop of gold. So I made her exactly what she asked for. So this is the purple jar that I made for her. She wanted a 12 ounce. That's what this is. She wanted the gold dollop. She got the gold dollop on the top. And she can put on the inside whatever it is that she wants to put on the inside.
Oh, she just ordered a jar, huh?
She just ordered a jar.
Wow. Put little
Mm-hmm.
knickknacks in there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yep, you put your jewelry in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I love about my jars because when people get them, they're not going to, now it's a possibility they may crack. If they don't crack, which you can drop them or anything. If you handle it well when you get it, and once it's done, you clean out the wax, you can put whatever you want to put in it. So that's a lot of reasons people buy my jars because it's customized. You can't buy that out the store.
That's right. We were talking about that earlier. You can't go to all these retail stores and buy something that's custom made, right? And if they do order something customized, it takes forever for it to come in.
Right.
And going into like what my mom said about how you can use the jars like after you're done with like anything, like you can put anything in there. We actually have like some jars over here that we couldn't sell, but we use it like for ourselves. Like if we want to create a own like our own candle for like our room or anything, we can do that. And then there's this one jar that I have that we didn't sell, but I use it to put like my crystals in because I literally had nowhere to put them, and like they have been like sitting in the back for like the longest time. So I use like one of those jars to like put my crystals in, and it's actually really neat.
Wow. So for all that. All right, let me ask you something. What has been one of your biggest challenges you have faced as a business owner?
Well, actually, my biggest challenge that I have faced, I'm facing right now, which is I use different wholesalers when it comes to my fragrance oils. I don't use just one. And but the majority that I use, this one company, I thought it was a glitch in the system because I was putting everything in my cart that I needed, but everything was saying sold out. So, and they say, make sure you have more than one retailer where you purchase your supplies from, because if one of them run out or and it's sold out for months, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm facing right now, trying to figure it out. And before all of my stuff on the website is saying sold out because
You know that you're right about that. Because I have found out since things been going crazy with the tariffs and all that going on, because a lot of stuff is supplied from outside the United States,
Mhm.
and people don't stack inventory like they used to 10 years ago. They will keep
Right,
inventory, a whole bunch of it. Now they're very selective on what they're buying, and they're crunching the numbers. Okay, if I buy these fragrances right here, this how fast they sold last time around. So, or they didn't sell that good, so we're gonna cut back on what we order. And then somebody like you come along, you love that fragrance, but yet they got a small amount of it.
right, right. So and again there was one particular fragrance oil I literally had to email them and ask them because they discontinued it. And I had to email them and say, hey, y'all don't carry this fragrance anymore. What do you have that's very similar to it? Or I have to go to another retailer and compare the fragrance notes from the one they discontinued to whatever they may have on their website. Now, I may get lucky and some of them have the exact same name, and 9 times out of 10, if they have the same name, they're going to have the same notes.
Yeah,
But if they have a different name, you can forget about it because it's not going to smell the same.
yeah, I hear you on that. So, what keeps you motivated when things get difficult?
My brother, um, he has been one of my biggest supporters from the beginning. He is a pillar of his community. I told you I'm from Tennessee, and he's still in Tennessee. He's been on the fire department for over 25 years, I know. But he always tell me keep going. And every time I get frustrated, I just hear him say, keep going.
Yeah,
And then, it's the fact that I don't want to work for anybody else.
yeah,
I want to be able to work for myself. Due to my health problems, I have chronic back issues. And the job that I do, I'm in wound care and I have to carry equipment. So I'm trying to work my way out of that to be able to fend for myself and set myself up for retirement. That's my goal now because nowadays disability and social security is not getting it.
Yes.
So I need to know that I'm gonna be okay. So that those two things alone keeps me motivated.
Okay. So, what has been the most rewarding part of this journey so far?
Um, the outcome. It's just the outcome of everything. Like it's been August, her birthday, August 10th of this year will make 3 full years that 698 Candles and Things has been in business. And to look back from where we started to where I am now, I'm still learning. Like every year, it gets better and better.
Yeah.
And this past March has been my biggest month, period. And I'm so thankful for it. And if it wasn't for, the help of my husband and the help of my daughter London, I don't think I'll be able to do it without them. They're a big part of it. You met my husband. He has been at every event that I've had except one, and that's only because he had to work.
Oh, wow. That's good.
So, hmm and
Now,
my family's they're very supportive as well. My Tennessee family, they're very supportive. So I got a lot of people backing me, and I saw where it had potential in the beginning. So because I saw the potential, I was like, I need to see this through. I need to see how far this gonna take me.
mm. And each one of the family members, do they have a candle of yours in their house?
Yes.
You go visit. Where my candle at? Yeah.
I'm telling you, yes, they do. My niece, I actually got a phone call. Her birthday was in December, and I told her ahead of time, I was like, listen, I need you to go ahead and tell me what you want so I can send it for your birthday. So come February, she on the phone. I need Astral Tranquility. I was like, that expired. That was in December. She was like, this me. It's always available. I'm like, I couldn't say nothing.
You're right. Boy, she got you that time, didn't
She
she?
did. She did. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And since you said that, the next question, what are some of your most popular scented products?
Um, December, January. December and January are two of my more masculine fragrances. And
Like from your Christmas collection, like that one candle that people like a lot.
there was one, my Christmas, the limited edition was Santa, it was called Santa Socks. The fragrance was peppermint mocha.
Ooh.
And
I'm a big fan of that.
that was a big one. That was a big one. From my Venus Com collection, all three.
Mm.
All three. Um,
I'm glad to say January because that's my month.
oh, you smelled it?
Yeah, I did. I smelled it. I smelled a couple of them in there that I fell in love with, which I'm going to get. I'll get on your website because I'm a candle freak. I just love something about, have always loved things about candles. So I forgot to ask you one question before we move forward. We're talking about difference between a regular wick and a wooden wick. And you just give me some inside stories on that because I was telling you, well, I have one that's a regular wick. When I put it out, you smell that ashy stuff in the air for a little bit before it disappears, and
Like
with a
something's burning a little bit.
right, like some you look around and say what's on fire in the house, And with the
Hmm.
wooden wick, I like the way the wooden wick. Um, I like the flame on it. It's not that high of a flame. It's sort of low, but it's getting the job done, sending the scent out. And then when you blow that out, you just see a little trickle of smoke. That's about it. You don't smell no afterburn.
That's because when wood is cut thin like that, it's easy to put it out. So it extinguishes really fast. Whereas like material, which is the cotton wicks, um, it's still a little fire in there if you don't put that all the way out. And it's still gonna burn a little bit, which is why it burns a little longer than wood does. And also when you put the wood out, it just smells like the wood. It doesn't have that house fire smell. Yeah.
I like that. So, what is your vision of the future coming up with your candles?
My future looks very bright for me. My goal is to be able to have a storefront eventually. And the storefront is going to consist of having an area for sipping. What is it? How can you say it? You can sip and you can make candles like a makery or a little workshop that you can come there and you can have an evening with your girls or
Like how they have like sipping paints, but
like the sipping paints, but you're gonna paint. You're gonna make candles instead.
Oh, okay.
Um, I want it all in one. I want to be able to make my candles there. I want to be able to hold my classes there, my workshops, and I want to be able to have a storefront.
Okay. Okay. So, what advice would you give to other women who wants to start their own business?
Do it. I mean, don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
Hmm.
If you feel like this is something, I don't care. I have done fad after fad after fad, chase fads, trying to be able to make money, trying to find my niche. I found it.
Mm.
So don't stop until if you know it's something that you're searching for, don't stop until you find it. Because when you find it, you're gonna know. If
Oh.
it makes you happy and it puts you in your happy space when you're doing it, that's for you.
Mm. I like that. I like that how you put that. That's for you. So, tell everyone how can they support your candle business and stay connected with you.
Register for my Candle Tribe Club on my website. With that, if you become part of the tribe, you enter your birthday, you get a free candle on your birthday every year. You'll get to know when I'm about to drop a sale. Um, you can keep up with whatever events I'll be at. If you want to come out, you want to come see me, see what I got going on that day. Limited editions, you can keep up with everything through email. I don't send out crazy emails like every day, like some of these businesses do. You'll get an email from me every Friday. And if it's something special that I got coming out, you may get no more than two a week from me.
Mm. Yeah, I like that. I like that. So, I just thought of another question. How do you balance family, work, and entrepreneurship?
Child, listen,
Was that? I seen you like, okay, let me start right here.
that is, I feel like I have to be superwoman. Like, really, I feel like I have to be superwoman because let me give you a day in my life.
Okay.
So I wake up at 5:30 every morning. I come in here, I do my pre-charting for my 9 to 5. Once I do that, I'm working in my business, whether it's make creating posts to make, creating emails to schedule, making jars, making candles, maybe putting the seals on some of my lids. I'm doing something in here. At 6 o'clock, I wake her up to get ready for school. 7, I leave to take her to school, come home, I get ready for work, come get off work. Thank goodness my job allows me to be able to, I see however many patients on my schedule. If it's 3 or 4, when I'm done, I still stay on the clock until 5 o'clock p.m., no matter what. So I can be at home working in my business while I'm still on the clock with my 9 to 5. Um, Come home, cook, pick her up, give hubby some time. I come in here, do a little bit more work, and wash and repeat. It's a lot.
which this next question I'm gonna ask, and you're gonna look at me cross-eyed and say I don't. Where do you find some you time?
I do, but it's so few and far in between. Like sometimes I'll just come in here and close the door and be scrolling on my phone, and they may think I'm in here working, but I'm in here trying to woosah. Um, I hardly get any me time, but when I get on the fish bank, I consider that some me time.
That's what I like. Cause we used to do the same thing too. It's relaxing. You sit out there,
Yes.
you're out there with nature. Nobody's messing with you, or they shouldn't be, and you just
Mm-hmm.
sitting there and you just having. Some of my biggest moments was out fishing, and this may come crazy, everybody, and not catching nothing. But I was
I
just
don't
sitting there.
care
I
as
was
long
just
as
sitting there. Yeah, I was just sitting there.
mm-hmm.
What you catch? Nothing. Why'd you go fishing? To get away.
Mm-hmm. It's the peace. It's the peace
Yes.
for me.
So
And then if I'm not well, I have to make time for gardening because we have a garden too. So, that goes without saying. You miss 3, 4 days, you done messed up your whole garden.
yeah, and mine getting ready to get started in a few. I feel you on that because my time is, I like going out working in the yard. That's my stress relief. And people say,
Mm-hmm.
"Huh? That's work." And your
Mm-hmm.
point is something
Mm-hmm.
I like doing. And I will go out there. This this is how a typical Saturday would go if I'm not doing anything, any events or anything. I will get out, cut the yard, have everything done. Before that, I already got my meat pulled out when I'm a smoke. And once I get finished with the yard, I throw it on the smoker, bring my TV and sit out there, get my little whiskey and my cigar, and I'm just sitting there. Cause my wife can't stand cigar smoke. But
Mm-hmm.
if I got that smoke from the pit on me, she can't tell. you know. So those are some things that I do because being an entrepreneur and you being a mother and working and got your lovely daughter with you, your hands are full 24 hours a day,
Yes.
and people can't explain. Well, why don't you just do this? It's easier said than done. That
Mm-hmm.
most people would tell you how to do things, and number one, they don't have kids or they don't have their own business, but they could tell you what to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll try it.
Yeah.
No. You
Wow.
can't talk about it until you walk in my shoes. Then tell me about it.
Speaking about that, do you want your daughter to help you out and walk in your shoes too together once you get real big out there?
You want to? She says yes.
Oh.
Working.
She does. She likes working and she's building. I'm teaching her a work ethic. So she does not work for free. She has a whole book where she signs in and out and she keeps up with her hours.
Ooh.
When it's time for payday, I go through her book, check her hours, and I mark it off.
Wow.
Once she's
Is,
paid,
is that a book, a timesheet?
yes.
I
I
bet you
am
feel,
teaching. I'm starting early with this one.
yeah. And I bet you are marking time in there just right. So, No, I'm getting paid for this. But
She has a responsibility. So
yeah.
she has a cat, so she has to take care of her cat. She's got to buy the food, she's got to buy the litter. So when I'm not making when there are no candles, jars for a while, Mom, when are you making jars? Because I need money.
I like that. I like that. She's right there. And she's probably your barometer right there. Oh, yeah, made no jars in a while. I need some money. All of a sudden, you get orders that come in.
Hmm. And I have to stay up on my jars.
Yeah.
I try to keep them in waiting because they take so long to make. Like I have probably 40, maybe 40 jars down there right now that she got to get started on tomorrow. Because I've made so many candles this week alone, my shelf is bare, so I got to
Yeah.
get caught back up.
And that was my next question I was going to ask you. It takes that long to do one candle. I was going to ask you about your inventory, what you have in there. Do you know what sells the most, so you make sure you make those, or do you go by seasonal candles, or how do you go about it?
My calendar collection, I keep those on. I keep them on deck all the time because I'm not only selling online, but I'm going to vendor events too. So, um, springtime is usually when I'm the busiest. So I try to make sure I'm fully stocked, which I am fully stocked right now because I
Okay.
have a few events that I have coming up. Um, and again, I have a lack of fragrance oil, so I had to make sure I got what I need in the meantime until they get back in stock.
Okay.
And I'm looking over there because all of my inventory is, hold on, over there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see them now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Wow.
yeah, this is the workshop. This is where we are all the time.
Okay. All right. In closing, mention again how people get a hold of you, your website, social media, all that good stuff.
You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I post every day. You can also go to my website, www dot number six, NINE, number eight, candles dot XYZ. Make sure you sign up to subscribe for my email so that way you can keep up on all the sales that I may have. And also, but I really need to touch on these. Hand me the other one. These are my new arrivals. Pre-sale starts April the 15th, which are my Juneteenth jars.
Yes. We were fighting over there. You know that, don't you? Who's our fight with saying this and me first? I said, no, I asked me
Me
first.
first, me first. No two jars will ever be the same.
Oh,
Each
man.
one is unique.
And how much are those going for?
For the pre-sale price is $29.99
Ooh,
from
okay.
April 15th through the end of the month.
Okay.
Starting May 1st, they go up to 30. Woo, almost broke it. Go up to 35.99.
Okay. I'll make sure I get me. I think I said I was going to get a couple from you. I'll make sure I get online and get two of them and everything. So
Absolutely.
that's what we need. Oh, man. You know what?
Legacy in bloom.
Yes. I like that. And now, how many of those you got made up already?
I haven't gotten started. These are just the first three. These were my testers just to see if they were going to come out like everything I hoped for.
Okay.
I can't see myself. Oh, there we go. So that would be everything that I wanted them to be. They came out exactly like I wanted them. So starting next week, I will start my jars, making my jars for
Mm-hmm.
that. So they should be actually the pre-sale starts the 15th. So they should be getting shipped out no later than the second week of May.
Okay. Can you do me a favor?
Hmm.
Can you send me all that information so I can plug it on my radio show to let everybody know what's coming?
I will do it.
You know, just to do what I can to help you out.
And I definitely appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Pearl. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing your story with us. Continued success to you, your family, and your candles. And that young lady sitting right there. She is she. I see her come with you sometimes to events.
Mm,
She used to.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's because I have social anxiety, so and I also get overstimulated a lot. And like at the events, there's like a lot of noise and stuff, and that really overwhelms me. So I'm always sometimes like if sometimes I'll go, but like most of the times I'll just like be at home and supporting her from like the sidelines.
yeah, yeah, that is a beautiful way of putting that. No matter what, you support your mom, whether you're there or at home. That's what I'm talking. That's family. I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she knows I'll tell her the news when I come home. She'll be like, "How'd you do?"
You know, it's just like me when I get finished everything, I come back and my wife asks me, so how did it go out there? What? Because I come in all excited because I say I met new people and like this last time I can't say I met a candle maker, somebody who does those tumblers. Man, I met a whole bunch of new people, a hydration guy, and she looked at me. I'm hyped, you know, because
Hmm.
meeting new people and sharing their stories is what it's all. That's my job. Somebody told me that I am the voice of the voiceless, and I never looked at it like that. I look
I
at it
can
go
see
out there.
that.
I just go out there just book because when I first met you, I started talking to you right away. I'm not shy. So, but thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it, and send me that information so I can start promoting on the Juneteenth line on Monday morning on my show.
I will send it. One more thing. I know we focus solely on the candles, but I just want everybody to know that I also have room sprays, wax melts, and car diffusers for all of your needs. So just in case, you may have cats that like to knock over things like her cat. We have room sprays and wax melts that can accommodate that.
Okay, okay. Does it accommodate the cat from knocking over things?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
But you got okay, okay. Yeah, I did smell some of yours out there. You got them in months too, January through December.
January through December in the calendar collection. The Zenith Com collection consists of Midnight Zen, Astral Tranquility, and Celestial Serenity. Those are the fragrances you want to get if you've had a bad day, you want to come home, you want to woosah, you want to like that.
Okay.
I'm also next year I'll be coming out with a new collection. It's gonna be called Dual Flame. It's gonna be a his, hers, and theirs.
Ooh.
So yes,
Okay.
coming next year.
All right. Coming soon. All right.
Hmm.
All right. We appreciate you coming on, and young lady, you take care of your mom. I know you will. And tell your husband I said hi because he was something else too. He was a salesman too.
He is.
I was watching
He
him work.
is.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing y'all again at another event. And if there's an event coming up, if you want me to crash, let me know. If I got time, I will swing out there and do what I do at the other event here at A Chicago Bite.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll be seeing you soon, and thank you for having me on your show.
Okay. You're welcome. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Recordings.
All right, everybody, that was Pearl, right? Pearl Bender right there talking about her candles and everything. And so, I mean, great. I love it. And the daughter right there, too, doing the work. Man, you talking about a team. Now, that's a tag team right there. All right, we're going to get up and get out of here. We'll catch everybody bright and early. No, we won't. It won't be till Monday. So we'll catch everybody Monday. Peace and chicken grease. I am officially out.